So, how many of you have gone out there and bought that project you've always wanted, and then when you got it home, you thought, oh my gosh, what did I buy? Well, we've done that a time or two, and we just did it again. And we did that so that we could help you guys and gals at home be able to take your pile of junk and turn it into something nice. So what we got here is one of our favorite cars, one I've looked for years, little 62 Ford Fairlane. Love the car, love the lines. This thing is awful. This is probably one of the top 3 worst cars I've ever seen in my life that I personally worked on. And we're gonna go over a little bit and kind of show you what we're up against, and maybe you've got the same kind of things going on with your car.
All right, so our goal in this video series is to give you guys the information on products and procedure, as well as some tips and tricks, and also give you any information needed to avoid the mistakes that we have made on our own projects in the past, as well as doing something that we really enjoy and having some fun along the way.
Building a car should be fun. And we're not here to blow smoke or try and sell you a bunch of stuff. We're here to show you the procedures and techniques that we've used in the past that have turned out well for us. Everyone's gonna do it a little bit different, so I know that we might get some comments about, hey, you should have done it this way. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and we'll show you what works well, and you can take what you've learned from us and hopefully turn it into a really nice project.
I guess a little bit about us, so you guys know where we're coming from, some of our background. Russell here is the owner of this store. I mean, what gives you the right to tell these people how to work on their car?
I've been in the auto body industry for over 40 years, professionally and as an amateur as well, but we're actually friends with the manufacturing crew down at Lucid Technologies, so we get a lot of information from them on how products work and why they do the things they do, and using them properly. But we've done a number of project cars in the past, so we feel that this is an opportunity for us to show you ways that, again, that you can do the job correctly.
So one of the things that we like to do when we're helping our customers here is we like to make sure that they get the best products possible, but we also like to help our guys save money. So along this video series, we're gonna be trying out different products. We're gonna be seeing which ones are actually worth the money and which ones are not. And it's gonna be all up to you guys. We just want you to have the information and see us actually use them in the process.
I've liked this car for years, haven't really found one that I was interested in buying. Saw this little jewel on the internet, and anyway, it looked great. It looked decent. It didn't look horrible, but when we got there, I looked at it and said, oh my gosh, this is horrible. So let's take a look at it real quick. In the conversation, when my buddy was bargaining with him, I heard the word race car, and I think that this might have been a roundy round car that at one time they had these wheel wells hacked out so they could put bigger tires on it, because you can feel that they've stitched it in all the way around this arch. You got those little porcupine welding wire quills sticking down all the way around here. It used to have a molding on it. You can see that there's little dents right here where they've either filled the hole with mud. Hopefully they welded it before they threw mud in it. Doesn't matter. It's all coming off anyway. The edges of the doors are horrible. The lines are awful. They've welded the edges of both the doors and the fenders. I don't know why. Again, I have no idea what's gone on with this poor car. Again, nothing lines up. Body lines are terrible. There's a little bit of questioning going on, tapping on the car. You can usually tell where there's metal and where there's something else. So that's a good thing to do when you go and take a look at a car. Do a little tap on it and see if it sounds funny in different areas. This one doesn't have a ton of rust in it. There's some areas, these quarter skins are coming off because we can see where they've tacked chunks in here. There's just some severe damage. This outer wheelhouse is an absolute mess. I don't know what they did with it. When it comes off, we'll take a look inside. Bumper's damaged. Trunk lid isn't the worst part of the car, but and again, there's nothing good on this car. The roof questionable as well. They've got some sound deadening stuff stuck in the underneath the headliner there. So it sounds solid, and hopefully it's just the headliner, not a bunch of mud in the roof. You know, again, just dents everywhere. Again, welded in down here around the arch. And if we take a look inside, the chrome's dented all over. These drip rail moldings are terrible, but that's okay, they're going away as well. Take a quick look inside. Actually, the dashboard is in decent condition. The gauge pod's good. The interior actually isn't bad. The seats, I don't know where they got these seats from, but they should have never gone in any car, especially not this one. So from what I've seen from the inside, a new headliner and some new seats, this might be nice. And then, you know, some new door panels and stuff, we can fabricate those ourselves. So actually, this is probably the best part of the car right here, is inside the cab. The rockers, actually, they're solid and they're straight. So, woohoo! Yeah, something we don't have to do a ton of work on. The hood's awful. In fact, it's just a rag on top of this car. The back edge of the hood is just solid waves. They actually tacked the skin back on in certain areas. And then the front bumper is pitted, terrible pits in it. I don't know what they did or what this came off of. It's needs a lot of help. And then, you know, the structure's been busted and welded back together, rotted through all the way around here. You can see there's a bunch of mud along the edge of the hood. It's buckled here. It sits at an angle. But the engine, nice little clean 260. And plenty of room in here. They did some weird things with the shock towers. I don't know, again, roundy round car. It looks like they tried to improve the suspension or something like that. I'm not sure what that's all about. I guess we'll figure that out. Anyway, under the hood's not too bad. We can clean that up and make it look nice. So there are a couple spots on the car that aren't awful.
All right, so what is our vision for this build?
I think that, again, you're gonna have to determine that, but for us, we wanna build a nice looking driver, not get too crazy with it, keep it within a certain budget, be able to get the most we can out of the money that we're gonna spend on this car. It needs to look nice. We're gonna do a few upgrades on it. Again, not spend a ton of money, but be able to produce a nice looking car.
Yeah, so just keeping it within like that kind of resto mod. We want to take it a little bit, like you said, a little bit nicer, new wheels and tires, stuff like that, maybe just spruce some stuff up, but we're not gonna have a Ken Diggett car. We're not going, you know, all the way out there on a full crazy modification. We want to keep the, you know, the average guy, you're doing this in your shop, we want to make sure that you can follow along with this build.
So I guess on the next thing we need to talk about is the tear down that we're going to do on the car, kind of the step by step. So first of all, you need to determine, again, how bad the car is, and obviously ours needs a lot of work. And whether or not we need to take the paint off is one start, or one place to start is how bad it is. And obviously this one in rattle can paint and bare metal underneath is going to have to go to bare steel. So that's one thing we need to take a look at. Take a look at the parts that you want to keep and the parts that you want to discard, whether or not you've got bad glass, bad panels, rubber, all that kind of stuff. You're going to have to kind of start figuring that into your costs on your build. Some things you can save, other things you're just going to go, you know, that's got to be replaced. And again, it's going to be up to you to say how nice you want to do this car. You know, we've got chrome that looks, some of it's okay, some of it looks like crap. So some of it we're just going to have to discard or turn it into a satin finish, something like that. Again, so you take a look at how you want to do the car, replace the stuff that you can afford and that you can find, and discard the stuff that just absolutely needs to go. And we need supporters on this car, for one thing.
Yep.
They're horrible.
It's really important to make sure that you have at least some sort of game plan before you get into it, because it's pretty easy to just start a project without really a goal in the end, and then you just start going crazy and end up in that situation where you can't pay for it anymore. So yeah, set that goal, assess all the things that you need ahead of time, and there's always going to be more stuff. You know, as we work on this car, we're going to find more and more things that are going to need to be replaced. But if we can get just kind of a basic understanding of what we're looking at, it's going to be a lot easier for us to actually set that build list and the process and how we're going to have to redo this car.
Don't be that guy that you see on Craigslist or whatever that says, hey, I ran out of money on this car.
Yeah.
You know, I put all this money into it, now I can't afford to finish it. And then you get a really good deal on a car that the guy spent a ton of money on. So we're gonna help you hopefully be able to get from start to finish without breaking the bank.
The last thing we want to do throughout this build series is make sure that you guys can follow along with the cost breakdown that we have. So we're gonna make sure that we keep you updated on all the parts that we buy, the products that we use from our store. We want to make sure that you guys see how much we're spending on pretty much everything that goes into the car, so you too can have an idea of, at least a little bit of an idea of what it's going to cost if you're following along doing your own project as well. So to start out, we purchased the car for $4,000. So that's going to be kind of our baseline right there. Let's see what it adds up to. Any guesses?
Hopefully we can keep it under 10, around 10.
I think we can keep it under 10.
Yeah.
Okay, well, starting next week, our next episode is going to be tearing this thing down, seeing how bad it is on the inside, all the parts that we can't see, and on top of that, starting a parts list so we can see how much money we're going to be spending on everything.
I think we should find a number and see if we can stay within that budget just for fun. Anyway, hopefully we can keep it under 10, around 10.
I think we can keep it under 10.
Yeah. We hope that you enjoyed what you've seen so far, and we hope that you guys like and subscribe, come along with us on this journey. And if you have friends that are going through the same pain, you can tell them to come along and watch. And thanks
Awesome.
again, and we'll see you next time. And so what we've got here is our little, oh damn it,
Us, so you guys know who we are. We'd also like to just tell you guys a little bit. So our goal, what is our goal? Is to help you guys
know what products and in what, and I'm running out of words here. So anyway, we'll try that again. I was doing pretty good there for a minute.
You were.
All right.
Found information on us. I don't even know.
You can do two things in the same time, then I'm just talking a lot and I don't know why I even went down that rabbit hole. But anyway.
All right, so what is our vision for this build?
I don't know.
Okay, good call.
Let's try that again.
Throughout this build is we want to throughout this.
And we can turn a sow's ear into a silk purse.
What?
Hey, that's an old saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them will
Oh,
understand.
right? Okay. Well.